Welcome to Wolves Weekly. I'm Barrett Henderson, joined by head coach Arn Ferguson from Western Oregon football. Coach, it's game number 1 this Saturday. It's exciting time right now.
Yeah, I feel like we just started our 2 days and all of a sudden now we're in game week. It just flew by. Players are still a little bit tired. But they're excited to play a Portland State team that did very well against Oregon State, leading at halftime, 14-13. We know it's a big game, but it's also a lot of our players are from Portland. We have over 100 players from Oregon, around 20 from that Portland area, so they're excited to see what they can do, and with a home crowd also, we think.
Yeah, a huge demand on tickets already for this game, and we'll get into how you can get some of those tickets coming up. And Coach, I know that last few weekends we've had college football on TV. It's now September. A little bit colder today. It's football time. Yeah.
It just hit actually yesterday. We practiced in the morning at 7 o'clock, and all of a sudden, hey, fall almost, it's it. So we could tell coaches started wearing sweats a little bit. Players are moving a little bit slower than we'd like. But it's an exciting time. Our players have worked hard. We have some very good key players that we expect them to play well. Akins, Bergman, or a couple of them. But our other players are really starting to rise, but we know we'll face a very explosive Portland State team.
Yeah, let's talk about the Vikings right now. And as you mentioned, this is a team that already has a game under their belt, and it was last week in FBS contender in Oregon State. They're in Corvallis. And that was a game where Portland State, again, like you said, up 14-13 at halftime, and Oregon State had to pull away late for that victory. This is an experienced team and a very, very good offensive team.
Yeah, they've played multiple quarterbacks. The one quarterback had a run over 58 yards, very explosive. The other quarterbacks all over the place, making plays. But they also have experience, and their O-line's very solid. The receivers are doing extremely well. We know we also face some receivers that have been banged up a little bit. So even against Portland State, we didn't see them at full strength, and expect to see them at full strength against us. And their defense just flies around and makes plays. So the level of opponent is very good. To give you guys an example of things, at the end of the season, it was nip and tuck against them in Eastern Washington. I don't know, very close game at the very last second. And Eastern Washington goes all the way to playoffs and into the Final Four team. So there's not much drop-off in the Big Sky. So and we all know what Eastern Washington can do. We all know what Oregon State can do. We got to be on our A game, but our players are excited for this opportunity.
Yeah, this is a tremendously experienced Portland State team coming from a great conference, the Big Sky, a great football conference. Now playing an FCS opponent, as a Division II school, you come up against a lot bigger guys. What do you do to kind of prepare for something like that?
Our practice has been real physical. We'll go in this game not at full strength also, but we feel that the physicalness was very important, and also the speed. We're fortunate to have a turf field that's huge that we can practice on. That's really helped the speed and change the direction of the game. And then also the last thing is developing those second-year players with the physicalness and the amount of reps that they're getting and the recovery time we have by practicing in the morning.
Yeah, you mentioned the turf field, and you guys had a scrimmage last Friday at Central High School on a turf field, and a very good complex there at the high school. Talk a little bit about how that scrimmage went.
First of all, we limited some guys for health reasons, but also the development of the players like we talked about. We felt the execution was on par where we need to be. The intensity in the 2 days is not where we'd like to be, but this morning's practice was very intense, so we expect things to keep rising as they get healthier and not practicing 2 days and all our meetings not necessarily meetings, but on the practice field or in meetings all the way from 5 o'clock in the morning until 10 o'clock at night. So there's some recovery time that needs to happen. But our players love this opportunity, and a lot of them were looked at Portland State at some level also. So there's a little bit of that where they got to prove to see what they can do. We know we have some players that can help at that level, obviously, and have some in the past. But the development of our players that are younger on the field is going to be the key.
Well, fans, very limited amount of tickets left in the Woo section at Hillsborough Stadium for this Saturday. If you're interested, give a call to 503-838-8051 to get those tickets. Again, a 7:15 p.m. kickoff in Hillsborough against FCS opponent Portland State, and there will be live video on Wolves.com. Coach, we're looking forward to it. It's going to be one heck of a game, and happy it's football season.
So are we. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today, and best of luck to the Wolves.